Egypt's stock market has plummeted in its first trading session since the Islamist president expanded his authority last week, triggering violent protests and a political crisis. More than 500 people have been injured in demonstrations since Friday, when Egyptians awoke to news that Mohamed Morsi had issued a decree widening his powers and shielding them from judicial review. Supporters and opponents of the Muslim Brotherhood are planning further demonstrations on Tuesday, which many fear could lead to more violence. The stock market fall of nearly 10%, halted only by automatic curbs, was the worst since the uprising that toppled Hosni Mubarak in February 2011. "We are back to square one, politically and socially," said Mohamed Radwan, an analyst at Pharos Securities, an Egyptian brokerage firm. Left-wingers, liberals, socialists and others say Morsi's move to consolidate power exposes the autocratic impulses of a man once jailed by Mubarak, while Islamist parties have rallied behind him. There is no room for dialogue when a dictator imposes the most oppressive, abhorrent measures and then says let us split the difference, Mohamed El-Baradei, prominent opposition leader, said. "I am waiting to see, I hope soon, a very strong statement of condemnation by the US, by Europe and by everybody who really cares about human dignity." Activists opposed to the Morsi decree camped out in central Cairo for a third consecutive day. State media reported that the president met his advisors for a second day. "I am really afraid that the two camps are paving the way for violence," said Hassan Nava, a professor of political science at Cairo University. "Morsi has misjudged this, very much so. But forcing him again to relinquish what he has done will appear a defeat." Morsi's decree has drawn warnings from the West to uphold democracy, only days after he was commended by the US and others for his work brokering the deal to end 8 days of violence between Israel and Hamas. "Investors know that Morsi's decisions will not be accepted and that there will be clashes on the street," said Osama Murad of Arab Financial Brokerage. Investors have grown more confident in recent months that a legitimately elected government would help Egypt put its economic and political problems behind it. The stock market's main index had risen 35% since Morsi's victory. Last week investor confidence was buoyed by a preliminary agreement with the International Monetary Fund over the $4.8 billion loan needed to shore up state finances. The Morsi decree, issued on Thursday, marks an effort to expand his influence after he successfully sidelined Mubarak generals in August. Analysts say it reflects Muslim Brotherhood suspicions of sections of a judiciary that is largely unreformed from the Mubarak era. The decree defends from judicial review decisions taken by Morsi until a new parliament is elected. That vote is expected early next year. It also shields the Islamist-dominated assembly writing Egypt's constitution from a series of legal challenges that have threatened the body with dissolution, and offers the same protection to the Islamist-controlled upper house of parliament. Many of Morsi's opponents share the view that Egypt's judiciary needs reform, but they see the decree as a threat to the country's nascent democracy.